Good morning, grade 4s. I hope you are well. Today is Friday, which means we are doing NST. So make sure you get all of your NST textbooks and workbook ready. Okay, we're going to start off with reading page 124 together. Okay, living and non-living things. In this topic, you will learn about living things and non-living things and the difference between them. You will also find out how things that seem to be dead are really alive. Okay, living things. So let's first of all look at our key words. Bread mold is a fungus that grows on bread and other foods when it is left out for a long period of time. Germs are very small living things that can cause diseases. Reproducing means to producing babies or young animals or plants. Excreting means to get rid of body waste such as urine. In the environment is everything around us. And sensing means being able to see, hear, touch, taste, and smell things. Okay, there are many different kinds of living things. Some living things are big, such as an elephant. Other living things are so small that we can't see them with the naked eye. Germs are very small. Look at the picture of some living things. Here we have an elephant, a fish, a fern, bacteria, milliplant, and sunflowers. Okay, and there is a beautiful picture on page 2 below the keywords of bread mold. Okay, do you see it looks all moldy? It sometimes happens when we leave our lunchbox at school and the bread stays in there for quite some time. Okay, let's go to page 3. Life processes of living things. All living things carry out life processes. Life processes are the things that they do that show us they are alive. There are 7 life processes. The first one is growing. They grow up and become adults. So like a plant or people, from a baby up to an adult. Okay. The next type of thing is reproducing. So when you are able to have children or babies. The next one is feeding. So you need food. Then it's moving, which means you can basically move. It means you're alive. If you can breathe, it means you're alive. Excreting, so getting rid of bodily waste, means you're alive. And sensing, so sensing meaning all of your senses like hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, and tasting in your environment. Okay, so all of these basically mean that you are alive. Okay. Now let's go to page 4. Let's read there at the top. Germinate, when a seed starts to grow. Organisms, a living thing. Hatch, a chick breaks out of an egg in which it was growing. Now, things that seem not living can be alive. Sometimes things seem to be not living or dead, but they are really alive. A seed seems to be not living, but when you plant it and give it water and warmth, it starts to grow. When a seed starts to grow, we say it germinates. The germinating seed grows into a plant. Okay, so this is one of the activities that we will be doing when we get back to school. We will be planting little seeds and watching them germinate. Okay. Then let's look there on page 5 at the bottom. There's a little passage that we can read. An egg seems to be not living, but there can be a young chick growing inside the egg. When the chick is big enough, it breaks the shell with its beak. We say the chick hatches. Okay, so there is a beautiful picture of that. Now let's go to page 6. You now have to do activity 5, which is about a chick hatching out of an egg. Okay, so you will answer question 1 to 4. Let's continue reading. What makes things that seem not living come alive? When you give the seeds water, they start to grow. You also put the seeds in a warm place. Seeds need warmth, and water to start growing and come alive. The yeast starts to grow when you give it sugar for food. It also needs water and warmth in order to grow. The chick needs warmth, food, and air to grow big enough to hatch from the egg. The mother bird sits on the egg to keep the chick warm. The young chick gets food from the egg yolk. It gets air through the egg shell. Okay. Now I want you to go all the way to page 9 for me. No, page 8. Go to page 8 for me. Non-living things. Some things are non-living. Non-living things cannot carry out all of the 7 life processes of living things. So like breathing, moving, eating, reproducing, everything that we just discussed. Okay, so here is activity 7 that you now need to do. You need to look at the picture, and then you need to be able to identify some of the living and non-living things in the picture. So for example, the rocks are non-living, okay, but the chicken is a living thing. Okay, then the last activity that you need to do is on page 10. Is the revision activity. So it's only half of the page on page 10, where it starts with the revision activity, and you need to copy the table and then write all of those things into the different columns. So that is the last activity that you need to do. If you are done with that, then you are done with NST for today. So good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me at any time. And then I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.